Greetings. Less tears this time, I hope. Sorry about that. And some of the stuff I said was a bit controversial. Like I said, we came back off a cruise today. Stepped off the ship at about 8:30 this morning. The Azura. We had our 25th wedding anniversary on Tuesday, which was wonderful. Fantastic surprise from friends of ours who had flowers and chocolates and champagne turn up in our cabin. The staff and everyone else was fantastic. Norway, the fjords were breathtaking. You had the mountains in the foreground and mountains leading off from them into the distance. They're beautiful, absolutely breathtaking. I'm afraid at the moment, as I start to feel weaker, expressions and verses that are being said to me like, the joy of the Lord is your strength, and you shouldn't feel scared, and things like that are starting to sound a bit cliche. I'm becoming more and more inspired by people's stories. People in the Bible. Mary and Martha. Martha who ran around like a blue-tailed fly trying to get everything done. Mary who sat at Jesus' feet and listened. I'm afraid I'm more of a Martha than a Mary, and my pastor has told me for years to learn to be more of a Mary. But when you feel there's not much time, and you see there's so much work to do, you want to get on with it. I'm going to have an eternity with God. Right now the work is happening. A few of the things that I was struck by on the cruise, besides the tremendous scenery and the wonderful time, special time with my mum and dad and Andrew, came from the theatre group, the Compare, Leon. He was an amazing man. But also the theatre group itself, called Headliners. Headliners Theatre Group, 1st to the 8th of June 2014 on the Azura. Some of the stories that they said were just incredible. One of the guys there, a guy named Chris, I've been advised not to say his surname, but he knows who he is if he's listening, which I doubt. He grew up on a farm of horses. He became qualified in looking after horses for jockeys and things like that. He became very highly qualified in his skills with horses. But his passion and his dream and his underlining motivation for life was to dance, sing and act and perform for an audience. So what did he do? He sold the lot. Every horse, every bit of the farm, everything went to get himself into drama school, because it costs a fortune to get into those places. And he's a success. He's an amazing success. He's a fairy, he's a drama performer on a piano, very. He's West End material. But sometimes West End material needs to be on board ship, because that's where some of us can actually get to. Can reach it. Tobias James. There, I mentioned his name. Excuse me snuffling. We heard him do a solo on the last night. He grew up with parents who were in the theatre. His parents advised him never to go into it. But at 7 years old he started his first auditions, and at 10 years old he had an agent. Working understudy to the study of the understudy to the study of Oliver when he was 10 years old or something. But despite his parents' advice, maybe that's a good thing, but he had a dream. He had an ambition. He had it in his blood, literally in his blood, to perform. And we watched him sing last night. We watched him sing with a theatre company, which was amazing. But he sang Empty Chairs at Empty Tables from Les Miserables. And yes, as always, it made me cry. Actually, not as always, because I have seen some dud ways of singing that, but he sang it beautifully. But once again, he followed his dream. And Carl, possibly the most unlikeliest looking member of the team. Incredibly shy, from what I can gather. Understated. Doesn't put himself out there. But his ambition is to do Les Mis. And he would make a great Valjean, the baddie. Javert, the baddie. He needs to follow his dream even more. He needs to put himself out there more. He said when I asked him, because I said to the compere, please tell these guys that they make a difference. I explained about my position and told him they make a difference, and the message obviously got back to them, because on the Q&A session yesterday I said this. I didn't mention my prognosis. I just said sometimes things are thrown at you in life, but I want you to know you make a difference, and if it's your drive to be what you want to be, then carry on pursuing it. Never give up. And they must have twigged who I was, because Leon must have got the message to them, because afterwards I got lots of hugs. That meant a great deal. Follow your dreams, no matter what. If it takes sacrifice, then make the sacrifice. Life is too short. That's not a cliche. It's a fact. Life is far too short. Maybe nursing isn't your thing. Maybe when you reach the end of your first year or the end of your second year, even the end of your third year, and you realise maybe nursing isn't your thing and there is another dream inside you. And perhaps you have felt pushed because you had a medical history with parents being in the medical profession. Follow whatever it is your dream is. If it's not what you're following right now, then jump. It's a scary jump, but jump. We never know what's around the corner. It's the old cliche. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Or is it a train coming back the other way? We don't know. What we do know is we have breath in our lungs, a heartbeat, and a brain that's ticking over. So follow what you need to do, what you want to do, what your heart tells you to do. And do as these guys have done. Sell what you need, go against what people advise sometimes, and put yourself out there. Take care. Boy, I feel like Jackanory sometimes. Well, you guys are far too young for Jackanory. That's scary. God bless.